Welcome to Business World. I'm your host Siddharth, and today we have something special. We have a 100-year-old French car maker coming into India, Citroen. Today we are talking to Mr. Roland Bouchara. He heads marketing and sales for Citroen India. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
So tell us your India journey. What are your India plans in short?
In short, as you know, we have just started to launch the Citroen brand in India. And the first car we are launching is a C5 SUV, which is going to start to be in the showroom on April and be working in March. Alors, the reason why we are launching the C5 SUV at the same time we are launching the brand is because the C5 SUV is a Citroen flagship. And this flagship is gathering the whole know-how, if I may say, of Citroen for, as you said, a century, which has been a century legendary of comfort. And we'll have, I'm sure, opportunity to speak about what the unique selling point of this car in terms of comfort means. It is why we decided to launch the C5 SUV and introducing the brand in India.
Right. So now Citroen is such an old car maker. So why India? Why now?
Actually, why India is because our CEO Carlos Tavares decided for the plan push to pass to boost the internationalization of the ex-PSA group, and it was decided to develop a Peugeot in the US, Opel in Russia, and Citroen in India. And why India? Is quite simple. India is already currently one of the big markets in the world, and we do believe that post-COVID the trend will continue to grow and achieving 4-5 million within the next 5-6 years. And then speaking about 4-5 million TAV, we are talking about a future market which will be among the top 5 in the world.
Right. So now tell me, what kind of investments has Citroen done for India presence?
Alors, in terms of investment, first of all, just giving you some background briefly, we have one factory in Hosur who is manufacturing gearbox and engine, and then we have as well one factory in Tiruvallur, close to Chennai, who is going to assemble the cars, and notably the next CQ program platform, which is a brand new platform to the overall group, which is going to be launched in India first.
Great.
So the total investment, is quite at this stage subsequent during this kind of first phase.
Great. So now, more importantly, India is a very crowded market. Lot of manufacturers are here, and it is a very price-sensitive market. So what are your plans regarding pricing of your products going ahead?
You're right. India is a very competitive market, and before answering, I will say that one of the particularity of the Indian market is to have two brands dominating the market, representing more or less 65%. For one main reason is because they are much more concentrated on a small segment, because we have a proportion of first-time buyer which is quite high. This explaining why we have currently the situation and approximately a little bit more than 26 brands between 3 and 5% market share even after so many years. Alors, we are newcomer. Now coming back to your question, actually we are newcomer, and as a newcomer we need to bring something new into the market and learning from the past experience in India. What happened, and Indian, first of all, is a very young population. I mean it because I will explain you why it's so important to understand. 64% of the population is below 34 years, and we have as well a middle class which is growing, and it is why organically the market is going to move on. But it is not only the TIV which is going to move on, but the segment as well. When you look at, when I said the past, to understand the past experience, is the SUV segment 10 years ago, 12 years ago didn't exist, and now we're talking about the SUV segment representing 29% of the total TIV. So what we do understand my understanding from the key learning to be successful in India is two things. The first one is to have a solid product portfolio. It's quite important because this will avoid the stop and go. And our promise is to launch one product every year for the next at least 4-5 years. And the first one is this one, and then the second one will be the one coming from the new platform CQ program. Secondly, is to have obviously attractive product fairly priced on the market. The CQ program is going to generate a new body style every year, and as I told you, we have built up an ecosystem. This platform will be first launched in India. It's the first time that an OEM, is launching a new platform outside his own country or even continent, and in India first. And this platform has been conceptualized in India by Indian people, including the R&D and the conceptualization. And then this platform is going to be localized over 90%.
Great.
And that should give us the right level of competitiveness for these vehicles. So two things: having a solid product portfolio, and secondly, fairly price the car, at least the one we are going to be in the mainstream segment, as we are supposed to develop the CQ program, and I'm sure we'll talk about the dealer network after.
Great. So, sir, now having great products is one thing, but the Indian market has seen some great products fail as well because of having less number of touch points or maybe some service issues. So, how are you looking at these two aspects, touch points and service?
Well, you're right. We can have the greatest product portfolio and attractive car. If we do not ensure the quality of our services, obviously we will jeopardize a little bit our success. Alors, then developing our network, ensuring the good quality of services means that we need to have specific action. What does it mean? It means, first of all, that we need to bring something new in India. As we said, Citroen has been very well known for a long time about comfort, cars notably. But what we decided to develop in India is a much global comfort concept. It was we so-called the digital journey. As I said, 60% of the population is below 34 years and very keen about devices and digitalization. And we defined this strategy in 2017, anticipating, because we had a great opportunity, starting from scratch, to anticipate. So we are going to offer to our customers the 360-degree comfort. What does it mean? Meaning from home, being on the front of the website, with a high level of definition concerning our 3D configurator, and giving to every customers the comfort and the well-being to be connected to our website, friendly, easy, and operating whatever the operation configuration, adding accessories, services, finance, and selling online. I believe that would be among the first one to propose it, to buy it or to save it, and then eventually to visit our what we so-called phygital network. Why phygital? Is because we have developed a showroom which are smaller but digitalized, with a big screen, as you can see on my back, and with keen and experienced people who are going to present the product on the screen, on the 3D configurator screen. And sometimes, it's better to show that on the screen, notably for the what we so-called intuitive technology and all as USP, and then carry on with the customers on a friendly and digital journey, if I may say, the purchasing trip.
Great. So now, European car designs are special. They are very chic. But in Indian market, the designs preferred by most of the consumers are very, how do I put it, butch or very, very straight lines, or the kinds. So I've just driven the Aircross C5, and I really like the car. It's very different compared to the kind of products that we get here. But what could you talk us through the design of the C5 Aircross?
Actually, the design that you have been able to see of the C5 Aircross, if you ask me, I will tell you that it's quite attractive, obviously, and we know it's attractive because we got already a lot of feedback from you and from your colleagues, and the car has been as well considered as very attractive, and some other country that where the car has been launched, this car is gathering all the USP of Citroen, which is a comfort. But maybe I didn't catch exactly your question when you say design.
In terms of SUV, a little more macho design.
The SUV, if we do compare this car within its segment, I will say that compared with its direct competitor, the car is bigger, longer, wider, more room, and I believe more sophisticated, more refinement. It's what we wanted as well to show as the comfort à la française, if I may say.
Right. So, could you tell us the amount of localization with the C5 Aircross?
C5 SUV, first of all, the axle has been developed and in Hauts-sur, an original Hauts-sur, and the car is assembled in Chennai. Alors, it's difficult to give you for this car the level of localization because it's a multi-parts, but at least the axle and even the gearbox as well is coming from Hauts-sur.
So going forward, you mean to say the newer products from Citroen will have higher amount of localization?
Oh yeah, it's what I so-call the CQ program. That the overall ecosystem has been developed in India, engineering, R&D, conceptualization, and manufacturing and suppliers.
Great. So do you also plan to export products from India?
At this stage, no, we have no plan to export from India, but this platform, which has been designed first in India, will be then implemented in some other continents based on the same business model and conceptualization.
Great. So now all of us have gone through COVID, and it has been a difficult time for everybody around the world. Do you think this is a challenging time to launch your first product in India?
Alors, as you know, we have already retimed the launch of the C5 SUV and the Brain, which was supposed to be launched last year, but because we were in the beginning and the start of the COVID tough time, we decided to retime the launch of the C5 SUV beginning of this year, and a better positive time, which is because when you look at the market, the TIV decreased by 20% last year, but the last 3 months of 2020, the TIV increased by 19%, and so we can consider that we have a not ideal but a better positive sentiment time, and we are, all of us hope, even if we don't know exactly the way that it's going to go, then the second part of the year will be much better.
India today is actually was before this a very diesel specific market. Even Europe is diesel is popular in Europe, but going forward petrols are coming into the forefront because of the price difference which is going down. So what is your strategy with petrols and diesels going forward?
The C5 SUV is a diesel because I believe that this kind of segment is much more diesel, and the fuel efficiency, as you know, will be probably one of the best in class in terms of fuel efficiency. So far, the future model coming that will have petrol versions.
Now tell us 2021 and your mid to long term strategy for India in terms of products, in terms of growth, expansion, maybe technology and research being done here, maybe localization.
2021 will be a year that we are going to write on the marble, because it's not very often that we are launching such a brand in a big country like India, and the first product. So it's the start of the adventure so far we are concerned, and the adventure is going to continue with the new product. Alors, there are two things. We have already started. We are starting with the first 10 dealerships which are located where the segment for this car are. And in terms of dealer network development, it will be a continuous rolling out. We are already in the phase 2 of developing the next step of dealers being ready to extend the brand, and notably preparing the second product, second model, which is going to be sold. And I would like to come back to one your point that you mentioned just before. Yes, with this one, of course, we need to deliver the best quality services that's to our customers, and to do so even with the launch of the C5 SUV. Overall 10 dealers will have what we so call a service on wheels, which is going to irrigate, if I may say, the whole territories and the region to make sure the service will be good. And then all along 2021 we are going to develop the network with some other towns all along the market, and to fit or to be aligned with the next model we are going to launch.
The brand Citroen, it's popular amongst the people who know the brand, who are car enthusiasts, but among the masses, the brand is not that well known, although it's a very old brand. So how are you going to market this? How are you going to build the brand? What is your strategy here?
You're right, Citroen, even if it is an iconic brand in France and Europe and some other countries, is not so well known in India, and my job is to develop the brand in India. Alors, as you noticed, we have already started to be on the air with a brand movie. We'll be on the air for some time. Then we start with the launch of the C5 SUV. We'll have another as well, if I may say, TV campaign. We'll have our network, we have to communicate. So, developing the awareness of a brand is taking some time, obviously, but we need to do it properly, all along with the DNA of the brand. And for this, we have developed a communication plan, first of all in 2021 and for the next years, to build up this kind of brand awareness.
Great.
But it's taking time, to build up, of course, brand awareness clearly.
So we are expecting much more from Citroen in the years to come.
For sure. And with a lot of promises and creativity as well.
Great, sir. That was a great conversation, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.